Part of Alaska or all of Alaska?
As long as the light's not blinking, then you're good.
How about now? That's it.
No, yeah, you're blinking. Yeah.
Josh and Luke talking.
There it is.
You have to drive 3 hours away.
Right.
And you'll notice the difference.
All right, and we're... Don't look at Cardi B's butt.
Can't help it.
I know, it's very distracting.
No, it's awful.
It's terrible. Let's close that laptop. Thank you, Yahoo. This is the spooky episode. Booga, booga, booga. It's Halloween. So for some reason, we decided to
Do a special,
and I don't know how Halloween-y it's gonna get.
Halloween?
I don't, this is all I got.
That counts as for the Halloween part.
Yeah, okay, now moving on.
Let's talk about some scary things. The government.
Fear itself. A culture being afraid of things. That's pretty spooky to me.
Mm-hmm. We recently just saw the Joker movie.
Yep.
The Joker movie.
the Joker movie, you did it. No, I was getting...
We saw the Joker.
I was calling it the Joker movie for those listening. I was calling it the Joker movie at work, and people got on my case. I sound like an old man talking about a movie. I saw the Joker movie. Well, I only see one movie a year, so I am an old man when it comes to movies. But it was awesome.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend seeing it.
Really good. What made you want to see it? Because I don't watch TV or see any ads.
Well, that's right. I didn't think really twice about it at all. In the way of like, I see the advertisements on the billboards and all that. It's just going to be another DC
I didn't
comic.
see another ad. I didn't see any ad for it.
I saw ads for it, and I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was going to be pretty awful. But then I don't know what happened. I was on my
You set the bar low for whatever you did.
pretty much. I always set it low. But like I was on the computer and I thought, let me just see a trailer of it. I never saw the trailer or anything like that. So I looked it up and saw the trailer. And the trailer really kind of got me into it. But you know how trailers are. They seem better than what the movie actually is.
Right. So
even that means nothing. So I kind of saw some people
still
talk
keeping
about
the bar
it.
low.
Yeah, exactly.
Moved up like a centimeter.
Yep. But from what I saw, like I saw the dancing in it, and him talk about like certain political things. I'm like, this might interest me. Yeah,
there.
And it actually did.
I think you just described it to me, or I don't even know what got me on board. I think it was just the fact that someone was losing their mind about the world.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, sign me up.
It's funny because like
I want to hear that perspective.
When me and you were in the movie theater, we started cracking up at a lot of the parts. A lot of people are like, oh, this is awful. But it's like we're cracking up because a lot of it we can definitely relate to. When he said...
I wish there was a bigger audience so that we could have like more of an accurate depiction of what the crowd would think. Because there wasn't that many people. We were laughing hard.
Yeah.
There was a dude in the back laughing hard too.
Yeah.
I was trying to hold back my laughter because I don't want to seem like I was a crazy person. You sound just like the Joker.
When I really find something funny, I do sound like that laugh that he does in this movie. Not the Heath Ledger laugh, not like that. This Joaquin Phoenix.
That was funny.
I'm like, oh no, it's me.
Oh no.
But no, like a lot of the sayings he was saying in it, I can definitely relate to or say absolutely. Like when he said, I have nothing to lose, nothing can hurt me.
Yeah.
We said that.
We've said that in a previous podcast.
Yeah.
We have it on tape. Don't use it against us.
The world falls apart.
Spooky, spooky.
Hello, Murray. Murray. That's what he says.
Yeah. Oh, man, we can't ruin the movie for people.
Well, we already did.
Yeah, spoiler alert. The movie got ruined for you. I feel like what makes it so interesting is the relatability of the character. Where you can obviously
sympathize, but you're also rooting for the Joker in this film.
It's like, he shouldn't be killing people, but when he does, it's like there's something about it where, I mean...
Bro, I do not advocate for that
Of course not. Yeah.
But everything he's saying is absolutely true. But he literally snaps to the point where he is now could it be harming innocent people? It's like, well, no.
There's the one part with the people on the bus where they're jerks and they're like...
The train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're borderline rapey individuals, like tracking down a girl.
For what they did in the without kind of spoiling it, for what they did in the movie, if that actually happened in real life, and you killed those guys, it's kind of justified. And no, in a way like this. Let's say if you're an individual person, exactly. Let's say if you were by yourself and you're getting your ass kicked on the ground by these people, and you were freaking out like they're gonna kill you by kicking you to death, and you weren't thinking straight, and you just like pulled out a gun and shot them without thinking about.
Why did you have a gun? You can't have one. Not in.
You should be allowed to. It's in the Constitution.
Well, I agree.
See, me, if somebody was kicking me to death, I'll probably shoot them in the leg. I'll try to think about it.
Right.
But like, then again, the circumstances when you're in the heat of the moment,
shoot them in the leg.
Yeah, you try not to actually do a lethal damage.
We do not advocate violence.
We don't.
Or murder on this show.
No, but I'm saying, let's say like, let's say if you watch the movie.
Don't scare the listeners on the spooky episode.
This is that.
Oh man.
But no, like for real, if that happened in real life, and these guys are like creeping out a woman, and then all of a sudden they're kicking you to death on the subway, and you had a gun.
You're about to die from their kicks, and they're just beating the crap out of you.
Right, and you're just freaked out.
them?
So that could possibly happen. I wouldn't be like, oh, you monster for shooting them.
Right, but the world we live in now, where I think they would just go after you for having a gun, even if you're just protecting yourself. But that's multivariable discussion right there. It's like mixing worlds. The world you have in your head is, well, I should be able to carry one. It's in the Constitution. It's not. I'm not hurting anyone.
Why do you think those
it.
people would kicking somebody like that to death? Because they think this guy can't do anything to protect himself.
Right.
If they knew everybody had a gun, you wouldn't do that.
The thing, it's funny how our conversations, we don't know where they're going, but here we go, right into gun rights. I mean, it levels the playing field. It makes a grandmom as threatening. It makes like a 90-year-old woman as level as a 20-year-old man.
It brings equality to the situation.
It does.
Because now how you're talking about, like, well, what's fair? What's if somebody's bigger and stronger than you, and you're more of a puny type of person, let's say physically not capable? Let's say if you were on that train and somebody came up and there was a gang, and you're the only person there, and they beat you up, that's not fair. So how do we level out the playing field? Right, so now you can say, hey, give everybody a gun. Well, then they all have guns too. I mean, well, at least I have an equal fighting chance of being able to, like the Wild West. But see where it goes, it all becomes chaos. And it all comes falling apart. But I mean, like, that's why you can't do it.
No one thinks in moderation. What were we talking about before?
Consumption, like no one's...
Yeah, it's like if something's good, more, bigger, better, more of it.
You want to go to dinner? Yeah, me.
Yeah, endless bread. Keep the bread coming. You're not even going to eat it. Keep the bread coming. Keep it full. Iced tea, more iced tea. Everybody's drinking. You go out for drinks. Not like
where they have 7 sodas in a 16-ounce glass. Like, how much more can you drink?
Calm down, people.
You do not need
You don't need that many sodas. You don't need one.
Well, the free refills, free. It's all free. But trust me, it's not, because you're paying for it. Not in the money way, you're paying for it physically.
Yeah, people fall for...
How do we get into this? We're just talking about the Joker. We start getting into soda now.
Starbucks coffee.
Did you know?
Mention Josh and Luke for...
I wish. I wish.
For Starbucks? Okay.
If there's a promo code we can give people, please have
all over the place.
Isn't this scary?
Because we haven't recorded in a little bit, but...
And plus, we did have a lot of caffeine, but we don't feel caffeinated.
The people listening are probably beg to differ. They probably sound caffeinated. I don't know. If Starbucks said, if you mention Starbucks on your podcast, are we going to have to bleep that until they pay us? But if we mention
I don't care.
Starbucks,
you can have all the money.
do we get free Starbucks?
Do we get free Starbucks?
No, would you be on board with that, mentioning Starbucks every episode?
I'd rather just get paid. I have bills to pay. I don't mind buying it. Just give me some kind of royalties.
For mentioning it. Yeah.
Okay,
you would rather money than free coffee.
Like, I don't like advocating for advertisement, but I mean, like, if I'm like, yeah, sure, it's good. Do whatever you want. That's how I advertise.
Yeah, just compensate me fairly.
We got to get back on this Joker thing.
The Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good luck with that, man.
Why?
We can't go back. We must move forward.
It's not going back.
Kind of is.
No, it's not. We're talking about the mental state.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that stuff, like, right, you would look, oh, he's a mentally ill person. Well, yeah, a lot of the stuff he was doing, sure. But at the same time,
back
I
to the
could
gun.
definitely say, well, then I would be called crazy. What's if, Hugo, like I said, what's if I was a person that thinks out loud? Like, once in a while, I was like, when I have a deep thought, I have to, like, think out loud.
Yeah, you're
and
crazy.
I'm called crazy.
Right, because
I
nobody
get
wants to hear someone talking to themselves in the
I
corner.
didn't say talking to myself, I said thinking out loud. There's a difference. If I'm talking to myself in the way of like,
Well, who are you
hey, how was
talking
your
to?
day, buddy? Well, it's going pretty well. That's talking
I
to
think
myself.
it sounds crazy to say talking to myself, but essentially that's what
But
it is. and it's
thinking
not a
out
problem.
loud is this, like whatever's going in your thoughts. If I do, yeah, if this was 5 feet tall, see how I'm talking out loud? I'm 5 feet tall and it falls at a rate, see, I'm thinking out loud. That's what sometimes I tend to do if I get into something really intense
I think that
and there's
could
no one
also be
around
called
to
talking to
say
yourself.
to yourself.
Spooky. And the plutonium is all in the water. Spooky.
Man, I gotta watch the Joker again. Every time I just start laughing when he laughs.
You cleared out the whole movie theater. Everyone was creeped out.
I was starting to laugh when he was laughing.
It was funny sounding because it's like coming from the movie and then coming from a foot next to me. But it was funny how other people in the theater were laughing too.
Oh yeah.
But it's weird because you're watching people get killed and you're feeling the irony in it. You know, there is a joke in there. It's kind of ironic.
Mm-hmm.
Not good to murder, but it's like there's some kind of justification, and that little like feeling is what's entertaining.
Right. I'm more or less laughing at like
I say it's the irony.
Whoever wrote or directed this, like the way it was all plotted out, very well done.
It was meant to confuse you that way. It was meant to have you laughing.
It's like the movie. It's like the movie Falling Down with what's his name? Is it Kurt or Michael? Michael Douglas.
Did I
Falling
say that?
Down. No, I said this. It's like the movie Falling Down.
I
He
don't
starts
think I've
off
seen it.
as yes, you did.
I would remember such
Yes,
a
we saw
was
it
that the
here,
one I
Fall
didn't know
Down.
the name
Michael
of
Douglas.
It. It's the 1990s
Basically, yes. Basically, the movie is he starts out this regular 9-to-5 working class man. And then by the end of the movie, he's shooting things up, using a bazooka on the streets, and he becomes the crazy one, the bad guy.
And the irony is that he means well and he's just trying to live his regular life.
It's the same as like the Joker movie. It's like, wait, is he the bad guy or does he actually have a better understanding of the world than what the average person does?
And when you can get the viewer to be conflicted like that at the end, that's impressive.
Wait, who is the bad guy here? Like the Joker movie. Wait, who is the bad guy here?
And that's when you can reach the ending and you have that confliction where you're just like, whoa. It's like the purpose of the movie has been fulfilled to get you to see the other side successfully. Obviously not condoning violence or anything like that, but you can see the actions that shape him to be who he is. You can sympathize to some degree his understanding.
Like how he says in the one part, it can make the world makes people crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like that's like the point. It doesn't mean that it gives you the right to hurt people.
Of course,
But see
right.
how it can make us absolutely go out of our mind because no one else sees
Yeah.
what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
Am I the only one seeing this?
I would agree with it. We were both on Rodeo Drive, and you see people creating their own interesting little world, and it's very different.
It's like cattle led to the slaughter.
Yeah,
like sheep, like they're just like these animals. Like buy. Consume,
It's like a little consumer world that's created, and
they're happy.
yeah. And if you, that's not my world, but seeing it, it's very different. It's shocking to me.
See, there's this.
Well, it's not really shocking because I know what people are capable of.
You have your caged chickens, and then you got your free-range chickens. We're the free-range chickens.
free-range chickens.
We're not bound by any fences or anything.
Yeah, but you know, I think anyone, it's very easy to fall into that safety net that we've been talking about. 'Cause people like comfort and security.
Way too much.
Yeah.
To where it's not controlling them, controlling every decision that they do. You put fear in a society starts looking towards a person, putting fear to protect them. That doesn't seem like a weird system right there.
The thing is, it's a system that sells both. We sell you the fear so that we could sell you the security. Win, win, win. That's it. You should be afraid, and here's the solution. Like, I get it. There's nothing shocking about it. It's not like when someone says, oh, I have to go to school for this. It's like, there's nothing. I mean, I guess it is kind of spooky. It's a good thing to talk about on the Halloween episode. The education system.
That's a really fun one to talk about.
Yeah. Well,
People really are fighting for this education system, and I, like the Joker,
he wants it to burn.
I wanted to collapse so bad to show that you can have education without a system like that.
Yeah, and when I say that joke, I don't mean it in any violent way. I don't know how tight Apple's restrictions are on what we can say. So
It doesn't
I'm
mean
gonna
it in
say,
that kind of
I'm
way.
going to say disclaimer every time until we get some
in a
sort of
violent
clearance.
way. I don't mean it in a violent way.
Right.
I mean, when I say collapse, like, it has to be undone by its own hand or by...
Like, the show can only go on for so long. Like, you can't keep lying to people. That's what this is. It's a lie. And you can't keep lying to people. Eventually, they're going to figure it out.
But people will give all their time for this
They really
lie,
like it.
and then they feel accepted. And, of course, they're going to be part of the system because they gave all their life and time and
now,
money. And
now you have to do it because I did it.
Yeah.
Gotta validate me now. Validate me.
dude,
That's it. Spooky.
it's funny because the more I think about it, then I just start laughing and laughing. It's like, what are you laughing at?
Yeah.
How could you not laugh? And it would. I would be considered nuts.
Yeah, that can make you crazy. And
I enjoy it more and more. Like, you have a knife. Everyone, he has a knife in his hand right now.
we didn't have to mention that. I'm trying to make us not seem crazy. And now you're announcing that I'm playing with a knife. I'll put it away. When he says it's enough to drive anyone crazy, it's like, you get it. I get it, at least. I'll speak for me.
He's like, they're screaming, they're shouting, there's no one civil anymore. And this is all true in our own world. And again, we always have to say is we're not advocating that you have to go to those extremes where you hurt people.
The purpose of that is so that you sympathize and you understand where
Like,
it's
you're
coming from.
yeah, like,
you're
why,
like, it's
why is
right,
society that
he's
way?
right.
Like, if you're like these big shots, like those on the subway that the Joker killed, there are these big shot people that are well known in society.
They were like Harvard students.
Right,
or
Harvard
something.
students that worked for Wayne Enterprises in the movie.
Yeah,
so when they get
were
shot,
assholes.
like it goes off the news, and then everybody speaks on their behalf that are dead. Oh, they were wonderful people.
Right,
but here
right,
they
right.
would just rape you on the train to a woman,
right.
and they were kicking the Joker to death.
They were jerks.
So that's why he's like, no, they're awful people.
Yeah.
And everybody likes to say, well, I'm not awful. And and the Joker could point out in the movie who is awful and explain why, and he was not.
He's not wrong. Very entertaining movie. I hope we didn't ruin it for anybody, but
what was interesting at the end of it, see, the Joker had a point to everything he was saying. But what does society in the movie do when they watch the Joker? Oh, I like this guy. And they just start going out in the streets and creating fires and destroying things for no word reason.
Right.
They just like chaos for no word reason. And this movie, what I noticed, I don't think a lot of people picked up, the Joker had a reason to be. He didn't hurt the midget in the movie. He said, oh, you were nice to me.
yeah.
He didn't just start killing people. It was the people that were actually the crooked ones they were the Jokers. They had the face but behind the mask is a whole different other person. They're the ones he was killing, if you want to say. But what people do on the streets, where they go? They go up to me and, oh, you get what you deserve. Oh, and they just start just killing people.
All right. And it kind of further proves
See
the
what
problem.
happens? The chaos goes into like a bad kind of chaos. Like, no, a bad chaos. With too much of this so-called order, there's lies behind it. And then it's like you need chaos to come in and undo too much order. Too much order becomes Nazism, too. There's order.
Yeah, it's a lot of
There's
order.
supreme order. Like, right? It's like absolutely beyond order.
We do not abdicate murder.
No, we do
Nazism.
not. We don't. We
No.
don't. That's not my point. But that's not my point.
I know.
But see what happens when you have like extreme order?
Right.
And then chaos has to come in. It's inevitable.
Right.
It's a cycle. It's a swing.
It's a cycle.
It's a pendulum. You know what I mean? It goes. It's a swing from back and forth, back and forth. And if people think that they can halt life and freeze it, like, oh, this is perfect, impossible. It is inevitable that it's going to go from right to left and right to left.
And that's what the yin and yang, the yin yang symbol is in the white, there's that little speck of black, and in the black, there's a little speck of white. basically showing that there is no purity. As soon as you create a structure of order, a little bit of chaos is brewing. As soon as there's all that chaos, there's that little bit of structure
Especially because
brewing.
the heart of man is continually evil. That's why.
I mean, we've been saying what we just said a few minutes ago is how greedy and how not fulfilled our culture is. Or mankind, I guess, in general. When we have something, we want more of it. We want it bigger. We want it better. And yeah, you could call that evil.
Well,
because it's not being content.
It is like the saying, the imagination of
Jealousy,
man's heart is
envy.
continually evil. Continually. Every thought of a man is, and when I say man, yes, I include you too, women. Because man is man and woman to me, man. So
Thought
yes,
they were getting away with it.
yes. No, man is.
You tell them.
The imagination of a man's heart is continually evil from his youth up,
Yeah.
and I do believe that.
I mean, you can't prevent the thoughts. They just happen. It's just a matter of what you act on. The gift of free won't. You get the thoughts, but you can refuse them. The action. What was another thing I wanted to talk about?
I want to talk about scary things if we can. Real life
Scary.
things that are scary. Okay, there was the Joker. That's a scary thought. People are like, oh, that's awful.
I thought it was interesting. I want to talk about spook. We're always talking about spooky things.
Yeah, but like this one's a special for the audience. So
Okay.
I gotta
All
keep
right,
it
we're
on.
doing it for them.
Yep. What is life? Life is.
What is life? That was the first episode. That's how you started it.
What is
Or it might
life?
have been the second one. Then hit that little bell.
I hate when people do. Yo, man, you ain't live for so long, bro. You just gotta like, oh, shut up. You just gotta do what you gotta do, bro. Eat what you want. I heard people talking that. Eat what you want. Do what you want, man.
Hey, you only get one life.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to waste living like that?
Well, that's pretty spooky.
Do whatever you want. When people say do whatever you want, oh, for real?
That's really spooky.
That's what the Joker did.
right. Yeah.
Oh, that's going too
back
far?
to the Joker. What is the rationale that prevents people from getting that far? You know,
In a mental state as he did.
right? Because people have those thoughts. So when you hear it, you're like, he's not wrong. But what prevents people from acting on those things and doing those terrible things?
It's like
that
Jordan
he does?
Peterson said, we all can be that monster. Mm-hmm. We can all do what the
Everyone's capable
USSR
of
did.
it. Because you hear his thoughts and you're like, yes,
And that's the
those
scary
thoughts
thing
make
about it. When I was
sense.
watching it, I shrunk in my seat literally because I'm thinking,
You've said the things that he said. Well, I've said it too.
I said the very things he said. And this is a movie. I'm like, ooh, I shrunk in my seat. Like, see how you could become. But see, because I already set my moral foundation because I love like the Lord Jesus Christ, that I won't go to that level because that's what I love. If
There's no way you can as long
and
as
if
you
I
have
didn't
your
have
structure.
that, who knows? I could have been somebody like that.
Right, if you didn't grow
It's
up with
very
that foundation.
possible. I'm only flesh.
I do think it's funny when people hear something terrible and they're like, oh, I would never do such a thing. Bullshit.
You have done terrible things. Everyone's horrible today. You're horrible.
Yeah, like you can't.
I want you to put like lightning sounds and all this stuff. Yeah, every time we do a laugh.
No, I think I'm only going to do it over the part where you said, I want you to put lightning sounds just right there.
Talking about scary things, how about Nicki Minaj's butt? My goodness.
Terrifying. Could you believe what her husband is trying to do to her? Oh, it's just awful. I don't know. Fairness was pretty interesting.
To be fair, we should include those that can't speak.
How?
By controlling the system.
How do we include those that cannot speak?
Speak for them without even talking to them first.
That's the only way. Who doesn't speak?
Well, we don't. We just started with a podcast,
Oh.
but there's no real audience. What is it? 30 people listen to us and do, I don't get it.
Don't tell that to them. We thank you for listening. All three of you. Spooky. What do you think of Halloween?
The holiday itself,
Yeah.
if you really look up the history, it's weird.
If you don't look up the history, it's weird too.
Hey, man, this is my holiday.
What's weird about getting Hershey's chocolates, Nestle
Don't
Crunch,
take candy from a
Snickers,
Don't
Payday,
take candy
all the quality. This is
from
a
a
branding
stranger.
day.
That's a stranger. Don't take candy from a stranger. That's what the holiday says. Take candy from all the strangers.
Every single one of them. Take what you can get. Who gets the most? Also, there's only like 2 candy companies, so it seems a little suspicious.
Let's make up a holiday so people can buy candy from us and give away candy and then buy more candy from us.
It's genius. Selling the problem and the solution.
It makes perfect sense. Halloween. Well, what do we do for fun? I don't know. Let's grab a vegetable, cut out a face in it, and then eat chocolate. Hey, let's dress like whores while we're at it.
Dress like horse. I forgot about that part.
None of it makes sense. Vegetables, candy,
And horse.
hoardism.
Horse.
Tourism. It's all a game. They're trying to get you pregnant. See what they're doing out there. Because when you're pregnant, what do? You have kids. Well, the kids want more candy. And then we call it Halloween.
Hey, that was actually a really good conclusion.
That was a good conclusion. I don't know where you're going, but
That was
I
good.
could jump
Like,
on it there.
you get them pregnant, they have kids, kids want candy. Boom.
The cycle continues.
You see how easy it is to make a conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
But for real.
But for real, that's life in a nutshell. Don't freak out. Just do something productive and learn. Don't freak out.
That was funny, actually, the way that all went perfectly.
That was good.
Well, on a good note.
That's kind of how everything works, though. It's just all passed down, you know? And I have a kid. I want to pay for his college. I want to pay for his school.
I would not pay for my kids' college. The whole audience. Oh, come on.
All 2 of them are upset with you. Now defend yourself. Defend your opinion.
Defend myself.
Defend your opinion from the 2 people that gasped.
No.
Perfect.
If you want it, go get it. I'm not stopping you.
Only recently I said it's amazing that the way I live my life right now, people wait until they're 50 to do and retire. We just got back from San Diego last night. It's like such a beautiful sunset. It was like Sunset Drive or Sunset Point
Boulevard or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Something kind of gimmicky, but it sounded cool, and the time was sunset time. So
Yeah, it was perfect timing, yeah.
So we went there. Everyone's just taking pictures.
So many cameras going off.
Yeah, that was spooky.
It takes away the whole
I know.
experience.
It does. It really does. Yeah, but
So when
everyone
you
wants
see people,
to share it.
you see like at a wedding, the brides walking down the alley with their cell phones recorded.
The alley.
What's it called?
I don't know. I'm trying to think too, but I know it's not alley.
I know it's not alley.
Aisle.
Aisle. They're walking down the aisle with the cell phones.
Walking down the alley.
Oh, me and my wife walking down the alley. Spooky. Yeah, with a selfie stick. Is that how you finished that thought?
Not with the selfie stick. I said I
No.
can just see her walking down recording, and the groom standing up there recording, and then everybody else recording. I just stop. Just enjoy the moment. Your memory would greatly improve if you'd stop trying to record every little bit
Yeah, why do people feel compelled to share everything they do?
to prove their worth. Oh, you went across the country? Do you have pictures? If I said no, well then we don't believe you. Oh, it must not have been good.
Must have not been good.
Or you would have taken thousands of pictures. I took a video the whole time with my head.
It was glorious. I don't know. I don't think pictures really do things justice.
Yeah, it really does.
I'll Snapchat, like, if someone wants to know, like, where I am or something.
This on Alaska.
Ooh. Yeah. Let's tell them about that. So, you wanted to go to Alaska.
Well, I'm going to Alaska next year, June, July, on that time.
But you came here wanting to do that.
Period,
You knew it was
yeah.
something you wanted to do. I didn't know I wanted to do it until you started talking about it.
Over and over again.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, fine. We'll go. Now I'm getting a bike now. Oh,
I
shoot.
told him to do I think you would have done it anyways, in the way of go to the motorcycle course.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a training program for 2 days.
Well, I don't know anything about getting a bike, so I'm glad you informed me that such a thing exists, or I would have just went to the DMV and just took the little written test. But I'm glad there's actually training facilities for...
There's so many different styles of bikes, and I think the one that you're about to get will suit your purposes for everything you need in life. It's a very practical, logical
Everything
bike.
in life. My life will be complete. Finally, this material possession completes me.
No, not like that. Not like that.
I know.
Can you imagine if you got like what do you call it, a crotch rocket?
Yeah.
That would not.
And that's
do
the thing.
it.
I always thought like this little Kawasaki Ninjas. I always thought they were cool. Might have ended up getting it. So I'm glad you came here and shared with me some bike opinions. But I'm really looking forward to it.
It's a great feeling. In Alaska, I heard good things about it. Megan, when I text her a couple times or what Maria usually talks, she really likes it. And she's close to Juneau, Skagway, I think it's called, that she stayed in. And that's like the lower regions. I'm taking us up to the Arctic Circle.
Honestly, I don't even mind looking it up. Like I don't really want to look it up. I kind of.
Do you just want to go for it?
I just want to go. I
Good.
barely care where I'm headed. Like in the name.
You just follow
Juneau. It doesn't matter. I know going north is going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
I know going east is going to be
We
beautiful.
drive through Canada too.
If I could go through the water, that would be beautiful too. It's just moving, just going somewhere. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, you're going to follow me no matter what. You don't have an option. You could turn back anytime. I would keep on going.
Turn back? What, in the middle?
Turn back. Turn back.
There is no turning back. You can't do it. It's not a thing. That's how you
It's going to be good. It's going to at least take about 10 days to get up there.
It'd be interesting to see if we could record ourselves while, like, in the headsets.
It would be very loud. My bike, yeah. Better just to pull over.
Just running through some processing.
You just pull over and just go on the side of the road where there's like just wilderness.
I hope my mom doesn't
It's
listen to
gonna
this
be nice.
episode. She's going to be very upset.
Dude, it's going to be really nice.
I know.
Tons of different mountainous range. You can go hike and just pull your bikes off on the side. You want to camp there, camp there. That's what I mean, at least a month.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because you could be driving up there, you'll see an area like, no, I want to stay here just for 2 days and like hang around this area.
Or see an area, but I need another month at this
You don't
location.
know. Like, you'll be surprised.
You got anything spooky you want to add? I feel like the things we talk about
It's
are
spooky
already
enough.
spooky. Look out your window. You want something scary?
You want to talk about spooky? Unprotected sex.
Yeah. He's not wrong, people. That's why this episode is brought to you.
By Trojan. If you want the best feeling, go to Trojan.com. It is
ultimately.
get the ultimate pleasure pack for 20% off. It has all kind of ripples in it. Ripples, bumps, whatever you want.
Ripples, bumps, lumps.
The ultimate.
So stupid.